California is poised to approve reparations of up to $25,000 to people who decades ago were among the thousands of residents, some as young as 13, sterilized by the state because officials deemed them unfit to have children. The payments, part of the $262.6 billion state operating budget that awaits Governor Gavin Newsom's signature, would make California at least the third state after Virginia and North Carolina to pay victims of the pernicious eugenics movement that peaked in the 1930s. Proponents believed that sterilizing people with mental illnesses, physical disabilities and other so-called undesirable traits would improve the human race. California's proposal is unique because it would apply to more than just victims of the eugenics law that was repealed in 1979. The state also would pay female prison inmates who were coerced into getting sterilized, a disgrace first exposed by the Center for Investigative Reporting in 2013. A subsequent audit found that the state sterilized 144 women between 2005 and 2013 with little or no evidence that officials counseled them or offered alternative treatment. While all of the women signed consent forms, in 39 cases state officials did not do everything that was legally required to obtain their permission. "We must address and face our horrific history," said Lorena Garcia Zermeño, Policy and Communications Coordinator for the advocacy group California Latinas for Reproductive Justice. "This isn't something that just happened in the past. Of the people sterilized under the eugenics law, just a few hundred are still alive, according to the group's research. Including the inmates who were sterilized most recently, the group estimates more than 600 people would be eligible for compensation." California's forced sterilization program began in 1909, following similar laws in Indiana and Washington. California's program was by far the largest. The state sterilized more than 20,000 people, accounting for about one-third of everyone sterilized in the U.S. under such laws. California's law was so prominent that it even inspired similar practices in Nazi Germany, according to Paul Lombardo, a law professor at Georgia State University and an expert on the eugenics movement. "The promise of eugenics at the very earliest is, we could do away with all the state institutions, prisons, hospitals, asylums, orphanages," Lombardo said. "People who were in them just wouldn't be born after a while if you sterilized all of their parents." California's victims included Mary Franco, who was sterilized in 1934 when she was just 13. Paperwork described her as feeble-minded because of sexual deviance, according to her niece, Stacy Cordova, who has researched her case. Cordova, who lives in Azusa, said Franco actually was molested by a neighbor. She said her family put Franco in an institution to protect the family's reputation. Cordova said her late aunt loved children and wanted to have a family.